Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Cheryl Wilsey. I'm a psychiatrist and psychotherapist here to help highly sensitive and neurodivergent people navigate their healing. Today, I'm going to be sharing 3 strategies for meditating if you have ADHD. So, if you stick around, I'll be sharing some common misconceptions about meditation that can really trip you up if you experience ADHD or anxiety for that matter. And at the end of the video, I'll be sharing a brief 5-minute guided meditation to illustrate these practices. So, I hear from people with ADHD a lot that they believe they can't meditate because their mind is always racing and they can't slow down, that they feel really restless inside. And I would actually say if you're having these experiences, that learning how to meditate can actually be really supportive for you gradually tuning into yourself and learning how to downregulate your nervous system. So I was diagnosed with ADHD a year ago after years of experiencing really severe anxiety and a lot of overwhelm. And meditation has been a really important aspect of my healing journey, but it took me a long time to discover the strategies for meditation that really work for me, for my unique nervous system. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you today. Strategy number 1 for meditating with ADHD is give yourself permission to move. So if you have ADHD, it's likely that you've learned to disconnect from your body to some extent, maybe because you have a really high need for movement and you've been expected to sit still in a lot of settings. Disconnection from your body is part of the process of trauma. And so, if you are expecting yourself to be able to sit perfectly still, and that requires a lot of suppression of your body's natural desire for movement, that can actually perpetuate the harm and further disconnect you from your body. So, instead, maybe think about meditation as an opportunity to tune into your body. One of the intentions of meditation is to engage in an introspective process. So, you're noticing sensations, emotions, thoughts, and you can do that with some slight movement. So it can really support your meditation practice to have your eyes closed or your gaze softened, to be shifting your awareness from your external world to your internal world. But you may also consider what sort of gentle movements might feel supportive. You might want to sort of rock back and forth a little bit. You might want to go into a child's pose or cat cow yoga poses. So I really like to, in my morning practice, be on my yoga mat. And sometimes I'll just stay in a really gentle pose, like a child's pose, for several minutes while I'm tuning into myself. So I'd really encourage you to just get curious about how your body wants to move. Give yourself the opportunity to tune into your body with your eyes closed when it's safe to do so, and notice how you want to move. And maybe there is the opportunity to find stillness. But my first suggestion would be to not force stillness and to allow yourself permission to move in your meditation. So, the second strategy for meditating with ADHD is to simply notice your thoughts and emotions. Don't try to make your mind be still. So, this is actually pretty similar to the first strategy, allowing your body to move, but this one is just allowing your mind to move. So, a lot of people believe that in meditation, you're supposed to be forcing some degree of stillness or inner peace. But in mindfulness meditation, you're really just noticing what's happening inside of you. So you might do a body scan to tune in with your body, see what's happening in there, see if there's any areas of tension or stress. You could tune into your emotions, noticing what's present. And again, not trying to change your emotions, but just kind of opening up space for whatever feelings are there to be present. You can even imagine yourself breathing into and around them. When you tune in, you might notice that your mind is skipping around, that it's racing, but maybe rather than trying to force it to be still, you can just notice your thoughts. So you might notice the content of your thoughts. What different thoughts are you having? You might also notice their pace or the kind of energy behind them. Do they feel frantic? Do they feel excited? Do they feel calm? And just really allowing your thoughts and your mental processes to be exactly as they are without having to change them. So, again, meditation isn't about suppressing yourself, it's really just about noticing what's happening. And as you engage with this practice, you may notice that your mind eventually does slow down. I notice that a lot. And I also have meditations where my mind is really busy, and that can feel frustrating. But just making room for that busy mind, making room for those feelings of frustration, you're really still tuning into yourself and engaging in a meditative process. And that's something that can be really helpful in getting to know yourself and in healing yourself. And so the third strategy for meditating with ADHD is to try guided meditations and also to not try to meditate for too long, especially when you're first getting started. So I started meditating about 10 years ago using the guided meditation app Insight Timer, and I started with maybe 5-minute meditations. And I also find that guided meditations can be really helpful for falling asleep at night, especially if you have a busy mind, because it gives your mind something to focus on. And so, if trying to sit in stillness or in quiet just feels like too much for you and it's really distressing, maybe you can check out Insight Timer or another guided meditation app. And you can search for meditations by duration or by topic. So, you might search for something like relaxation or anxiety management, and just find a meditation teacher and a style that works for you. There is value in sitting in stillness. I'm at the lake right now and just listening to the waves, listening to the wind go through the trees and to the birds can be really relaxing. But we don't always have access to that kind of space. And so, again, I just really invite you to tune into yourself and see what's needed. You might explore some guided meditations. If you have the opportunity to be outside in nature, I also find that to be really supportive for meditative processes. Just tune into yourself. Don't try to push it for too long. You may discover that over time you enjoy meditating more and that it feels supportive to meditate for 15, 20, 30 minutes. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with starting with 5 minutes or even one or two. Wherever you are is wherever you are, and that's the perfect place to be getting started. So, I hope these tips for meditating with ADHD have been helpful and have you feeling maybe a little bit more excited about trying these new strategies and seeing if meditation can feel supportive for you. I promise you, it does get easier if you stick with it. And now I'm going to be sharing a short 5-minute meditation to illustrate some of these practices. So, whenever the time feels right, you can go ahead and close your eyes or soften your gaze, whatever supports you in shifting your awareness inward. You might notice first if there's any sounds around you. And just notice if your mind's being distracted and know that that's okay. Your mind is just so aware of everything happening around you. Maybe you can also draw your awareness into your body and just notice how your body's feeling today. You might do a little scan and see if there's any areas of tension. And see if you can direct some of your care towards those areas of tension. You might even inhale into that area where you're feeling the stress or discomfort, just sending it some love, letting it know you're aware of it. And tuning into your body to see if there are any gentle movements that might feel supportive. And if it's safe to do so and it feels right for you, just feeling into how your body would like to move. And there's no need to force any stillness. And seeing if it's possible to be present with yourself and to honor whatever is needed in this moment. If it would feel supportive to stand up, feel free to do so. Just tuning into your body and giving yourself permission to move or to not move in whatever way feels right for you in this moment. And next, you could draw your awareness to your emotions, noticing how you're feeling in this moment, noticing how and where those emotions arise in your body. And seeing if it's possible for you to be open to them, and just allowing them to be there, or even welcoming your emotions like they're an old friend. And if you're not feeling open to them, that's okay too. Just notice the part of you that might want to push those emotions away. It's really natural to just want to feel happy and calm. Just noticing if you have any resistance to whatever emotions are present and allowing that resistance to be here too. And finally, bringing your awareness to your mind, noticing if it feels busy, noticing the quality or the energy of your thoughts, noticing what your mind is saying to you. And just knowing that however you're engaging in this practice is perfectly right, even if your mind is racing. Maybe you could even send some appreciation to your mind for how hard it's been working, trying to help you to survive and be happy. It's a big task. Or if you're feeling annoyed by your mind and just wanting it to be still, noticing that too. Maybe you can begin to shift your idea of what meditation is. Rather than it being a process of forcing change or stillness, maybe meditation can become a practice of allowing, just noticing however you're feeling and thinking in this moment and allowing it to be there. And bringing your awareness to your breath as we close our practice today. You might find it supportive to take 3 slow, deep breaths and then gradually bringing your awareness back to the space around you. And giving yourself some appreciation for engaging in this practice today. Meditating when you're feeling anxious or if you have ADHD can be a real challenge, but it can also be a really supportive aspect of your healing, as it has been for mine. I'd love to hear how this meditation practice and how these strategies landed for you. And I wish you all the best in your future meditation process and your healing journey. Thanks for listening.